I coach businesses all over the country on how to make more money. That's what I do. That's what my company does. And I'm going to tell you the number one secret that I'm seeing on a day-to-day basis as to why businesses are failing all over the place. Hey guys, my name is Eddie Hood. I'm the CEO of Ignite Spot Accounting, and today we're going to talk about the number one thing I'm seeing as I'm coaching businesses around the country that's causing them to fail. So, before we go down that road, I want you to imagine with me, if you will, that you go to your job and you're putting in 40, 50, 60, 80 hours a week. I don't know what you're doing, but you're cranking away and you're doing good work and you're sweat, blood, and tears and all of that. You're giving it everything you've got. Your boss sees what you're doing, he or she's proud of you. Everything looks like it's great, okay? At the end of that 2-week period, when it's time to get paid, you don't get a paycheck. If you didn't get a paycheck, what would you do? Would you probably think it was a mistake at first? You might walk down to the HR department or the accounting department and say, hey guys, I didn't get my check, what's going on? And imagine again, if you will, that they look back at you and give you kind of a dumbfounded look and say, well, you don't get paid. Everybody else gets paid here. The janitor gets paid, the secretary gets paid, the technicians get paid, but you don't get paid. How would that make you feel? What would you do? This is the problem I see in all businesses. For some reason, entrepreneurs have it in their head that they have to be the sacrificial lamb for their company, that everybody gets paid but them, that they'll just put off their paycheck and eventually one day this business is going to pay them big. They're going to make it big if they can just get to some sort of payout or some sort of giant deal closed or whatever it is. So instead of paying themselves every other week or once a month or whatever you do, they don't pay themselves at all. They just keep waiting for the big payout in the end. How long can you last doing that? Can you honestly go for weeks or months or years and not pay yourself? Now this sounds like it's not possible, but you guys, I have seen it happen. I have seen entrepreneurs time and again not pay themselves, and in the event that happens, their family is the one that suffers. I have seen entrepreneurs literally living in their stores and then going to the mall to take a shower, because this is the best way for them to save money and get their business off the ground. This is a terrible, terrible mindset. It is flawed in all shapes and sizes, because if you do not pay yourself, you're bound to fail. So here's what you've got to do. If you've already started your business, I want you to sit down and figure out what you should get paid as the CEO of your company. You need to make a marketable wage. That might be $40,000 a year, or it might be $400,000 a year. I don't know what it is. It depends on where you live and what you do and all of those other things. But figure that out. You then need to take that number and plug it into your business projections to make sure that you can pay yourself the correct amount. If you can't, you have a broken business model. You have a broken business model if you cannot pay yourself a marketable wage. So what do? In most cases, businesses have learned to live without you. They've absorbed costs everywhere else by having inflated wages in the secretary's payroll maybe, or you've got more money going into buying paper or marketing expenses, or you're taking clients out to eat way more than you should. Whatever it is, you're spending money in places maybe that you shouldn't be, instead of paying yourself and your family. So you've got to get really serious and start with a whole new budget and make yourself the very first expense that's getting covered. Because if you don't pay yourself, you're not going to love your business for very long. Honestly, how long do you think you can keep this up? Will you love your business in 2 years if it never pays you a thing? Now, if you haven't started your business, that's awesome. Things just got a whole lot easier. Sit down with Excel or your budgeting tool or whatever you're doing and figure out what you should pay yourself again. Put that number in your projections and sit back and run the numbers for at least 12 months. If you can cover that with your projections, then good. You've got a decent idea going here. But you've got to be honest with yourself, because entrepreneurs, if you haven't started your business yet, you don't know what you're actually going to be doing in sales. You don't know what your costs are really going to be. The one thing you do know is you need to make X amount of money in order for your family to live and survive well. Figure that out. If you honestly don't think you can sell enough to cover your wage, you should not be going into this business, no matter how much you believe in it. You've got to pay yourself. That's it, guys. I hope this helped you today in figuring out the best way to run your business. Now, I know this is common sense, and a lot of people think, well, sure, I'll pay myself, great. But when you get into the thick and thin of running a business and costs get tight and revenue gets tight and you don't know what to do, business owners often forfeit their salary without doing anything else. They give up their wage first. And you need to understand that when you do that, you're going down the path of a sinking ship. You've got to pay yourself. If you cannot do that, you've got a broken business model. I hope this helps. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Have fun growing your businesses and stay profitable.